Hello, everyone. Greetings. Another chapter from The Seeker's Journal by Om Prakash. Hope you can hang with this and consider this because this sounds pretty wild, but this is not a journal that is fiction. It is one that is nonfiction and is based on the psychological principles, spiritual principles we always talk about, Jungian psychology, as well as the many mystical paths of the religions that are valid in this world. So we pick up where we left off. We're going to read the journal 3 entry. It took me a whole day to process the dreams that I had. I had dreams about spirits and guides that I had dealt with before, but something was wrong. The things that they were saying were twisted and demonic. It seemed that I had opened a door for some type of counterfeit spirits to come in. They were cruel and angry, demanding total obedience, thinking they were the goddess images I was used to. I went along for a while, but then I rebelled powerfully. There was a point where some of them actually tried to hurt me, but I was strong enough to hurt them and repel them. From much dreaming and meditation, I had complete control over the elements of my dreams. Eventually, an arrow came shooting into the dream, piercing the lead demonic element. A whole pantheon of goddesses burst into the scene, destroying the demonic entities. This was not the first time this had happened. It had happened before. I didn't allow them to completely destroy the leader because I could not bear to see an entity that looked so much like the goddess Diana be brutalized. They were angry, but they bent to my will. Later, we met in a familiar place where we talked about the whole incident and where I learned that such elements existed in the universe to provide balance. They were here to test the human soul and psyche and to mete out the just rewards for the actions of human beings. They, in essence, were the cleansing elements of the universe, not to be dealt with unless one is unrepentantly evil. They are the mirrors of the collective human psyche. The goddesses were angry at me for intervening, but understood my explanation and accepted it. This was a really strange experience. I wasn't even going to record it, but decided to much later. Journal entry number 4. This was a lost night. I cannot remember what happened for some reason. I seem to have lost part of my memory. I seem to have some sort of amnesia. Perhaps the occurrences will come back to me eventually. I know that I was having several conversations with the spirits last night, and they were telling me about the world and the nature of the world. During prayer, I talked about my sadness because of the pain and suffering in the world. Later, an entity that was a guardian of the underworld came to me that I called UB in my book, Reunion of Souls, which was really an entity I had dealt with and had come to know and respect very much at that time. She was not horrible or frightening. She did say that she had no feelings of sorrow about what was happening in the world right now or to human beings. She said that there were many beings in the world. Each is created and geared for the duties they carry out in order to keep the universe healthy and in balance. In her case, she was very judgmental. She said that the humans had been given a chance to create a perfect world for thousands of years, even millions of years, but they kept refusing to take it. She said that this was the time for human beings during the latest age of humanity to reap the fruit of the pain and suffering they had been causing. I asked about the innocent. What about those who are loving and caring and fighting for justice? She said they would not be affected. For them, everything that happened would be for the good because only the evil and the negative would be burned by the fires of trial that we are facing at this time. We essentially are the ones causing all of the pain and suffering in the world and sending the ripples of that injustice out into all of the realms. as the cries of the innocent and suffering are carried out into the universe and beyond. It seems that our creative nature, the very thing that we brag about as human beings, is doing its work as we twist reality and reshape it to conform to our twisted collective psyche. Journal entry 6. Nothing that stands out happened last night. I just did my usual chanting and meditation before going to bed. I did spend time talking with another one of my guides. I have a lineage of guides. They are all related in a long line of incarnations that are spread throughout all of my lifetime, culminating into the goddess figure known as Diana and moving even beyond that figure. Each god or goddess is made up of a lineage of individuals. The whole process of reincarnation is to move an individual from the first life to the last, thus gathering all of the information and experiences of every lifetime and feeding it back to the source. Eventually, after the process is complete, all knowledge is once again fed back all the way down to the first line and the first life in order to gather its thoughts, insights, and intellect into the whole so that every character in the lineage possesses the skills, gifts, and knowledge of the whole line of beings. When this occurs, all of the lineages, the heads of the lineages, merge together into the one, which some people refer to as God. This allows God, Goddess, the universe, to exist in every space and in all time and in all dimensions, thus ending the journey that began when the divine posted the question, how is it that I became one who is at total peace and rest? The beings that I am speaking of and speaking with are actually several versions of myself that exist across time and space, as well as the internal archetypal portions of myself that support and sustain the person that I am. I know this is hard for many to hear, but my learning over the years through reading, meditation, dream control, and many other practices, and them telling me such things, makes it abundantly clear. I am often reminded of this when I ask questions about it, as I did last night. We are involved in a great dance that has already taken place and ended. The reason that we don't understand it is because we are limited to the physical bodies in which we have inhabited to be able to live in a physical plane. Or dumbing down through socialization makes understanding it even more difficult. In truth, all of the struggle, the pain, and the suffering has already ended. The memory of the One and how the One became complete is so perfect that each character in the memory eventually realizes its divinity and expands back into the One. This is known as enlightenment or being awake. When we reach that state, we move beyond the physical body and experience reality as a whole. This experience is often beyond words and concept, but we try to explain it and find the correct words in order to help others move beyond their limited selves to their whole selves. The last one I'll be reading for the night is Journal Entry 6. No great dreams or occurrences last night. In fact, I cannot even remember my dreams except having a dream where I saw the word CRISPR written on a blackboard. And there we have it, folks. A strange but truthful journal. And if you feel doubtful about it, before you make a critique, go and explore it. Go explore the mystical teachings. Go explore Jungian analysis and the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And then you will have the information to make the decision as to whether to pay heed to it or not. As to whether to pay heed to it or not. Thanks for being with us again today. Hit the bell to receive notifications and subscribe. Hit the like sign. Leave your comments below, but leave them in a loving, compassionate way where they will either be ignored or erased. Visit us at our website, learn some of the other things that we are doing, and enjoy the free material you might find there. Namaste, everyone.